Welcome back to another episode of Level Up Your Game. I'm Rip and I'm joined by MYK and crew. And today we're going to cover the system mechanics of Tekken Tag Tournament 2 Prologue, since we've got Tekken Hybrid right here. And a lot of the system basics are the same as Tekken 6. So if you haven't seen our episode 1 of Level Up Your Game, we cover a lot of system mechanics in detail there. So we're not going to cover all that again. So we're just going to kind of cover what is new for Tekken Tag Tournament 2. So kick back, relax, and get ready to level up your game.
In terms of basic notation, nothing's actually changed from Tekken 6 to Tekken Tag 2 Prologue, except for the introduction of the tag button, which is 5. So we got 1 here, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is the tag button to change, which is by default set to R1.
Cool.
That about does it for the notation. Let's move on to the rules of the game. There's 2 characters per team, and when one character from that team loses all their life, that team loses the round. In terms of timeout, the team with the most total percentage of life wins the round.
Time up.
Alright, let me talk to you guys a little bit about the tag system now. So there's basically 3 basic ways of tagging, which are in the open, at a wall, and off the ground. Now, all of these are generally unsafe, but there are safe ways which we'll show you later. So here's tagging in the open. Here's tagging at a wall. You'll see that the other opponent comes in from a jump. And there's also tagging from the ground. So when you're knocked down, if you're at a wall and you tag from the ground, your tag partner will come in from the top again. But if you're in the open and on the ground, when you tag, your tag partner is going to actually come running in from the open. Now, when tagging in from the open, you can also do running attacks, which are done by forward, 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 and either 4 or 1+2. So forward, forward, forward 4 is going to give you a running slide, and forward, forward, forward 1+2 is going to give you a running cross jump. So another thing about tagging in the open is that you can also do any running move, or any moves that you can do after 2 steps of running regularly. These running moves are also particularly useful for characters who have unique running moves. So Elisa, for example, has a running 2 that you can also do from a tag in the open. And she also has a running 3-4, which is like a running 3 like generic, except she also has the extension, but you can also do that from an open tag. So next, let's talk about tag throws. Alright, Mike, let's talk about the tag throws.
Alright, so there are generic tag throws, which is done by pressing 2+5, and yeah, let's just show you what. Well, for guys to another guy, they usually do the jump kick.
Well, jump to, or guide to any character, because that came under
Yeah, that's right. If your opponent character is a guy, they will generally do that, or they have a couple other different animations for it, but generally that's it for a guy, and the girl do a little something else, but yeah. Those are generic tag throws. Okay, and also other than the generic tag throws, there are certain characters in this game, if you teamed up correctly, they have their own special tag throws, which are really cool. But in this game, right here in general, we have Double Jin and Kazuya. They can tag buffer their 4-4 1+2, and then one character will do a headbutt straight into the other character. And that also takes away red life as well. And any tag throws that actually do damage will take off red life. And also, let's say if Kazuya was tagged up with like one of the girl characters in this game, they won't do the follow-up headbutt, and then they'll just raw tag in. This stuff can set up like unique OG situations and stuff too, so it could be useful in the future.
Right, and it's also a good way to safely tag in your teammate.
Yeah, exactly. Some characters might benefit more from this OG than others because they have different ground hitting moves and different moves that could benefit them. So, okay.
Alrighty, so if you guys have seen videos of Tekken Tag Tournament 2 Prologue, then you know that the combo system is really crazy. So I just want to give you guys a little brief overview of the combo system itself. Now, let me start off with some of the combo starters in this game. So first of all, we've got it, like most characters have, a lot of characters have a generic down forward 2. There's also a generic hop kick. There's also stuns like Wild Stand 2 from Kazuya. And there are low sweeps that start juggles. And there are even some special grabs. So basically, once you get a juggle, the basic combo structure in Tekken is launcher, bind, and ender. So let's show you that basic combo structure here. down forward 2, up forward 4, 4, forward forward 2, 3. Now obviously that's not going to do a lot of damage, so you're going to want to throw in fillers between the launcher bind and between the bind and the ender. So let's show them a real combo. So that was an example of a full combo. Now, of course, this is a tag game, so you can have your tag character come in to do some of the fills for you. Now, there are basically two ways you can do that. One of them is by using tag buffer launchers, and another one is by using the tag assault. So first, let's talk about tag buffer launchers.
In terms of tag bufferable launchers, there's move lists on the official Tekken website that shows markings on the actual tag bufferable launchers. For example, Elisa's down forward 2 is not tag bufferable, but her dynamic range, which is back 3+4, is tag bufferable. And this is done by doing the actual move, which is back 3+4, and then 5, the tag button. So I'll show down forward 2 is not tag bufferable, but dynamic range is. Once you execute a tag bufferable launcher, the following combo is going to take off red light.
Alright, so as you saw, that combo took off a whole bunch of the red life. Now we haven't really talked about red life, so MYK, you want to talk about that a little bit?
Okay, so basically what the red light is whenever you get hit by any normal moves or anything like that, or any normal throws, nothing tag buffered out of, you will have remaining red life. Usually, you know, if you tag out your character, you could regenerate your red life. Okay, she has some red life. We're gonna tag her out right now, and she slowly starts regenerating her red life when she's tagged out and sitting in the back, generally on her sofa or something. And basically, the good thing about tag buffer launchers is that as soon as your second character comes in and lands one hit, they start losing red life. Yeah, see, so they start losing red life in that situation, and that's really good because later in the game, when they finally tag out their point character and then they bring in their secondary, it's they start regaining their life, and then I thought I took away 80% of that character's life, but why is he back to 50%? You know, it's like
right.
So
they have less to regenerate.
Yeah. So if you take away what the chances of them even gaining life back, that's really good on your part. There's no less of a chance of them making a comeback, basically.
Cool. Alright, so speaking about red life, there's also a new system mechanic in Tekken Tag Tournament 2 Prologue, which is the tag assault system. And this also can extend your combo by bringing in your tag partner to help you fill in for a longer combo. So let's talk about that tag assault system mechanic and how it affects red life.
So basically what the tag assault system is a good way to extend combos, and the only way to activate it is after using a bind move. But keep in mind that there's also a generic universal tag assault. We'll just shorten this by calling it a UTA, universal tag assault. And then that will start off your combo and use up your bind.
And what's the notation for universal tag assault?
The notation for universal tag assault is 1 + 2 + 5. So it's just 1 + 2 and 5 together, all at once, all the top row buttons at once, and then it'll give you a generic universal tag assault move.
And that move is called universal, or we're calling it universal, because it applies to every character. Every character in the game has access to that move.
Yes. And it is a mid, and it's slightly punishable on block league and full crouch, but that's something else we should discuss on another time. Yeah, you could also use it in the middle of a combo as a bind move to instantly activate, tag assault. But keep in mind, you could also go into tag assault by just buffering the 5, just like a tag buffer launcher, right away when you're inputting your bind move. So double jump down for 1, 2, buffer that, and then Kazuya comes in. And keep in mind, when the second character comes in, they'll be highlighted white. Whichever character that has control will be highlighted white. So when I tag in Devil Jin right now, he's going to be highlighted white, and then I'll be giving control to Devil Jin. And then as soon as I do a move or a string, and when that string ends, it'll give control back over to the point character. But there are some exceptions to this rule, which have characters with stances or a cancel out of a move, like Brian back 2-1, where you can cancel with a sidestep. That'll allow you to still go on with your combo.
Right, but for the basic one, you basically either get one move or one string.
One move or one string, and as soon as that's done, control is transferred over to your point.
Right, so if you're looking at the official Tekken website, official move list, and each row has a move, you can basically do one of those moves.
So in that case, you saw Kazuya calling Devil Jin for the tag assault. Devil Jin comes in from the sky, does a filler, and then Kazuya can close the combo out with his ender. But if you were paying attention to Devil Jin's life bar, rewind the tape, watch his life bar, he loses his red life as soon as you tag in your tag assault character. And that's definitely a negative. And another negative is as soon as you hit at least one hit after a tag assault with your second character, it activates Netsu/Rage. You could call it either or in this game. You know, they call it Rage in Tekken 6. They used to call it Netsu in Tag 1. It really doesn't matter.
Right, and another thing about Netsu in this game is that it also gives them the ability to use Tag Crash.
Yes.
So right now you see the life bar flashing white. That means they have the ability to use Tag Crash with that character.
Generally, Tag Assault is just a really good way to extend your combos and use it in certain situations where your point character might have not been able to carry to a wall. You could have called in a second character, but you just have to keep in mind with all these risks involved. And also, when using Tag Assault, using it early on, you know, you got to keep in mind you're giving them rage early on, and then the ability to tag crash as soon as possible. And also, if you use it later in the game and your point character was recovering red life, you have to consider the fact that your point character could lose red life, and you could possibly lose a match because you just missed out on 10 damage or something.
Right, so for example, in this case, if Al had Ling in right now and he called in Elisa to do it during a tag assault, she would lose all of that red life just for that little filler combo that she was going to add to it.
Exactly. So there's definitely a risk reward, and then that's going to flesh out what players will be doing in the future and when the game gets fleshed out even more. So.
Now, you may be looking at these tag assault combos thinking, wow, that looks really complicated, but there's actually a simpler way to do a tag assault combo, and basically that's done by just holding the tag button after your bind move, and what this will do, your incoming character will automatically do a filler for you. So, we'll see here, when it's holding tag, here comes Kazuya, and I can do the ender myself. Now, these filler moves aren't always the best option, so you'll see here Kazuya does a wind god fist. So basically you're gonna want to use your own combos, but if you're just picking up a new character, then this may be the easiest way to go.
Okay, so another thing about Tag Assault is that usually when you spike a character in this game, like
in the middle of a combo.
In the middle of a combo, in any case, like let's say I do Kazuya launch them and then down forward 4-4. It's not a buying move, but it spikes them. They can't tech roll after that. A spike means that they can't tech roll basically, or get off the ground instantly. But in Tag Assault, when your secondary character comes in and spikes them in the combo, it's never a true spike, so they could always tech roll out of that situation. And you can even hit them with like crazy combos even after you spike them with their second character. So I'll try to demonstrate.
Right, so let's go ahead and talk to them a little bit about tag crash right now. So generally in the game, you know, there are different ways you can get off the ground. You can either back roll, you can forward roll, you can do a get up, you could tag now in this game to get up off the ground.
We already know how dangerous a raw tag could be off the ground.
Exactly. So basically, during raw tags, you can basically get launched for free your incoming character. So tag crash is something Namco has added here that you can do from a knockdown position by hitting 2+5. So right now, 2+5, you see Ling Supermaning in from the skies, even though there's no wall nearby. Right, and one of the interesting things about tag crash is that it's safe.
Totally invincible.
Right?
Coming in.
Right, and it's totally invincible coming in. So now we'll actually show when Ling tag crash in here, she can tag crash into Devil's lasers and she's not going to get hit.
Okay, as you saw there, one hit from Tag Assault gave them the rage. Now he has Tag Crash available, and we'll show him showing the Tag Crash.
Right, so there you saw the laser beam. You saw Lisa just flying through. What laser beam? I don't see nothing.
Laser, what?
Let's try the spinning unblockable too.
Boom! Unblockable? You can't hurt me.
What uppercut? It never happened.
Right, so tag crash is really a good way to get yourself out of a bad situation. You know, if you're really low in life, you know, you want to get out of there, but you're on the ground, tag crash is going to be your friend and help you get out of there safely.
Also, it's extremely fast. We tried reacting to it with a jab, and it's almost impossible.
Yeah, definitely. And also, an interesting thing about Tag Crash is that you noticed how your character had a flashing life bar right there. That indicates that you have Rage and Tag Crash available. You can never have one without the other, basically. And in that situation, when you use up Tag Crash, your life bar does not glow red anymore because Rage is no longer available if you use Tag Crash.
Right. And so while we're talking about Rage, now that we've talked about Tag Crash a little bit, let's go ahead and tell them a little bit more about exactly what it is. So in this game, it's called Netsu, right? And Netsu basically is going to give you a damage boost to all your moves while your life bar is flashing red. So let's activate Netsu and just tag the character in. Tag Assault, and then jab, and then tag your other character in. So right now, Xiaoyu has Netsu activated. You see her life bar is flashing red. Now anything she does is going to have increased damage. In Tekken 6, I believe it was like 30% or something.
Those are like 33, something weird like that, yeah.
Right, so basically any move that she does will have extra damage. So activate again and do a move with her so we can see the damage. Right, so now we can see Elisa, and so that move is basically do extra damage than it would normally do. So we'll wait for it to run out and then do the move again on Devilkin. Right, so you can see it's significantly less damage. Now, another thing you may have noticed right there, when Netsu runs out, you'll actually see a little effect on the character, like two circle effects, yeah, like a little spark bubble. So that's how you, I noticed that a couple times my character's on the floor and I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
Is that some kind of thing that I'm supposed to hit a button and I get it just frame something? But no, it's just an indicator that your Netsu has run out.
If like the life bar wasn't enough for you.
Yeah. Alrighty. So I guess that covers most of the juggle system changes in Tekken Tag Tournament 2 Prologue. There is one other system change that we can show them, which is the new balcony break system. So let's go ahead and switch the stage and we'll show them that really quick.
In Tekken Tag Tournament 2 Prologue, there's 2 stages that features something called a balcony break. It's not an official term, but it's just what we're calling for now. So what happens is you do a wall break just like you would do in Tekken 6, but the opponent character falls down and your tag character finishes the combo.
Right, your tag partner. So let's go ahead and show them an example here. Oh, actually, we should also tell them about how Tag Assault does not break the wall.
Also, if you're doing a wall break or a balcony break during a tag assault combo, the wall will not break because 2 characters are on screen. So your tag partner can't be below.
Okay, so let's go ahead and show them a Tag Assault.
At the wall, with the wall.
Right. So right there, the forward 2 should have broken the wall and caused the balcony break.
But since you were in tag assault, it didn't break the wall. So let's show them a normal balcony break.
All right, so there you saw it. That's the balcony break. It's kind of, I don't know, you don't really get too much extra once they fall down. It is a really long break. Like, I think Lei can get his unblockable, but he's not in this game, so who cares? So,
Well, it's interesting because like when you do the balcony break, like certain characters can spike them right after that situation, and then you can get like a free ground hit because of the way they fall down from the balcony.
oh, I see.
Because
Because
it puts
the
them
position.
face down, feet towards,
Right.
and then if you spike them there and you get a ground hit, if they get up either way, they're gonna get hit back turn.
Right.
So
Oh,
those kind of things
interesting.
could be really good for that kind of situation.
So it's good for setting up Oki, basically.
yeah, it's a great way to set up Oki. Yes.
Interesting. So basically, you want to try balcony break, spike,
And,
Oki.
Yeah, ground hit that'll cover ground hitting, and if they get up, you know, hits them back turn, or if they try to roll away,
Interesting stuff.
something that covers everything.
Cool. Alrighty, now again, if you've seen some of the videos of Tekken Tag Tournament 2 or Tekken Tag Tournament 2 Prologue, you've seen some of the wall combos in this game, and compared to Tekken 6, things are just blowing my mind. I don't know what the hell's going on, so Mike, please explain it to me.
Well, generally, the wall system in this game is exactly the same as Tekken 6.
I don't believe you.
From what I've seen, it's exactly the same, but then the reason why it looks like it's so absurd is because the tag system and a lot of moves are hitting at the same time, like at the end of a string or something, so that counts as the same wall hit. And also, as soon as you tag us out on the wall, the first initial hit, technically, there's some characters that could void the wall hit by, even though you hit them and then they splat right on the wall right away. Some characters can avoid that rule. Like, let's say I tag in Steve for a tag assault, I could do like, Steve would only usually be able to do flicker 1-1-1-2 at the wall, but after a tag assault, he could actually do a quarter circle forward 1, then go into flicker, then flicker 1-1-1-2, and then the secondary character can finish off with a string.
And why does that work?
It's because the first hit doesn't technically count as a wall hit.
The first hit after Tag Assault in a wall combo does not count towards the number of hits in the wall combo.
Yeah, and that's why also like you would see combo videos that are out with like Brian doing like back 2-1 cancel with a sidestep and forward 2-1-4, then the second character comes in and finishes a string. It's because of that very same situation.
Interesting.
And I'll try to show something here, like generally I'm gonna be doing, that's a 2 hits, like 1 hit before the bind right there, so I'm already using 1 of my wall hits. You know, people say like, you know, you have 3 or 4 hits before they start slumping on the wall really fast, but I think that's a bad rule to go by because there's certain strings and certain moves in this game that completely avoid that 3-4 hit rule because, you know, some hits have like hits really fast and stuff. So. Yeah, see something like that. At the end, you would see like after the 4-2-4 for Deviljin, the last hit very like they slumped really fast after that. That's because you're using too many wall hits, and more wall hits you do on a wall, they will slump faster. But there are some exceptions to this rule because there are certain strings in this game that if the first one hits, the rest will, no matter what, always hit. And certain characters have ridiculous strings that hit no matter what. So that's why some of the combos look so ridiculous in Tekken Tag Tournament 2.
Alright, so really quick before we wrap things up, let's talk about some of the safe ways you can tag out. I mean, obviously you don't want to just be naked tagging all day. So, with that said, you know, we've already covered most of these, but there's tag crash. You have to have, you know, Netsu available to use it, and then you lose your Netsu. There's a tag throw. If you can land that, then your tag partner will come in safely.
It also takes the red light.
Yep. And, or in situations if you have knocked down the opponent with a big move, you can tag out safely.
Something like knock away.
Right, or say after a combo. Right, and in that situation, even after by tag buffering the last hit of your combo, you know, you can safely tag out.
And that could also create some interesting OP situations.
Right,
as well.
because your incoming character can use their running moves, you know, have to tag in. So, you know, lots of interesting ways to tag in safely there. Alright, so that about wraps up most of the system mechanics of Tekken Tag Tournament 2 Prologue. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So let's just summarize things real quick. You want to talk about Tag Assault real quick, Mike? Pros and cons?
Okay, the pros are that you can extend your combos, you could get greater wall carry, and you could get greater damage with Tag Assault. But the negative parts are that, you know, you give them rage instantly as soon as the second character hits them, and you also lose red life on your incoming character.
Right. So definitely some pros and cons you have to consider when using Tag Assault for
And
your
then,
combos.
like, early in the match, you know, it doesn't really matter because your coming in character doesn't have any red life to lose anyways, but you're giving them rage right away. So it's kind of a, you know, risk reward you gotta kind of consider for, it's like an investment, you know. It's
Right.
like, you're thinking about the future right now, and it's like, did I want to give them rage? Am I gonna screw
Right.
myself over? So
Yeah, and then, you know, speaking of investments and pros and cons, you know, decisions you have to make during the match, tag crash, you know, you also lose the red life.
it's like, could I have made a better comeback with
Right.
the rage?
Could I have safely tagged out some other way instead of using my tag crash and kept that red life, you know? So.
Or did I just die because I tried to be a hero and I didn't tag crash at that time?
Right, you know, exactly. So, you know, lots of things you have to consider when tagging in and out of this game and using the new combo system, basically. So, hope you guys enjoyed all of the information we provided here. If you want more information, we'll probably be putting out more videos on our youtube.com/levelupyourgame channel. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch TV/levelupyourgame. Check out the website, levelupyourgame.com, and check out our apps on the App Store and Android Marketplace. And I guess that's about it. Anything else you guys want to say?
Follow me on Twitter.
Yeah, the name is MYK404error and Reepal. And tune in next time to level up your game.